My dad had a rough time too. He was in foster care. His mom got put in jail. I'm not sure why. And as a father, he was very discipline-oriented. I can remember being hit even if I spilled his coffee. Eventually, my mom and dad got divorced because my dad was cheating on her. My mom went to kick my dad out and I had to pick sides, and I chose my dad. I don't know why. Well, I was in a foster home when I started PMP, and you know, that was really tough. But I was already into theater then, so I mean, I already had an outlet to, you know, put everything into. My cousin Kelly, she was actually in PMP, and she came to me and she knew I liked theater, she knew I was into it, so she said, you know, hey Greg, check this out, there's this group at Barrington Stage Company. It's a Playwright Mentor project, you know, you should come and see how you like it. And I've been hooked since then. Who told you she's in the hospital?
My friend John just there.
Did you know she was cutting herself?
Yeah, she had showed me before. I tried talking to her about it, and she wouldn't stop.
I sat her down. I looked at her. I said, Becky, look, I'm your brother. I love you. Please don't cut yourself. You need to stop.
Hello, Mother. Hello, Father. We're home from school. Great, I'm so happy to see my beautiful children.
Mommy, I got to play to school today.
Did she hit you first?
Yeah.
Did you kick her ass?
Hell yeah.
Good job.
I'm so proud of you, honey. We're getting a divorce.
Divorce? What's that? Your father and I will be separating and not living together anymore.
Well, that should be neat.
Oh, swell. 2 places we can live. What? None of you deal with your real emotions. The divorce is going to be terrible. Why don't you work on getting things back together? Nobody is listening to me. I'm a normal teenager with issues, and I have nobody here who cares!
Playwright Mentoring Project was started in the year 2000. The theater was in Mount Everett High School, and one of the teachers came to us and realized that there were some problems with the kids. They just wouldn't talk to the guidance counselors. They wouldn't open up.
You don't have any homework? I do already.
And they suggested perhaps we would bite off this problem and get together with a number of the youth and see if we could get them to talk. And we did that.
What right do you think you have to sit in my living room and be loud with your stupid papers?
Your living room? This isn't even your house.
Get out!
Why should I? Why don't you go drink some more?
Shut up with those pages!
No.
We were hoping that the youth would tell their stories and we could create a play based around these stories, hence Playwright Mentoring Project.
You know, my uncle.
And we started meeting, and it really took us a while to get the youth to tell their stories, and we used various improvisations, theater games, and after a few months they started telling their stories, and they didn't stop talking. By the time they did the play, they had become leaders. They felt they owned those stories. They wanted to share them with their audiences. And we then had a post-show discussion afterwards, and they led the post-show discussion.
Come on, you only had 3 shots. Have a couple more.
I don't know, you guys. This is really my first time.
Okay, go ahead.
Don't be a baby. I don't know.
Come on, just do it.
Come on.
She doesn't want to. Why don't you back up?
Dude, why don't you piss off?
The thing I really like about doing Playwright Mentoring is it's like a safe place where you could just come and talk about stuff that's really going on in your life.
Oh yeah, let's do the 80s dance.
It's fun, like just playing theater games and stuff. Just hanging out, making new friends, meeting people. It's pretty cool.
I've been the artistic mentor in the Pittsfield group since it began. I helped pioneer it here into Pittsfield, and we worked with the students here. And I met Greg Viska 3 years ago when he joined the group. And when I met Greg, I said he was the most well-adjusted foster kid I'd ever met. You know, at one point in his life, he lived with no electricity and hot water. And many of those students really are looking for a place to talk about their story. Oftentimes, they really don't talk about being in foster care or adopted at school because they're afraid they're going to be sort of, you know, pushed away or ostracized.
A lot of people I know are under the impression that teenagers have it good and all their lives are just made up of like drama and stuff that really doesn't matter. And I hope when they see this play, they'll realize that we're going through a lot of heavy stuff.
No, you said I could move in with her.
I know,
But I've been really good at my weekend visits. Mom said she wanted me to move in with her.
Elise, this isn't your fault. None of this is your fault.
What I think is fantastic about it from a writer's perspective, I get these scenes from the artistic mentor, and the scenes are full of conflict. These kids are going through so much stuff. There's conflict with the law, there's conflict with family, there's conflict within themselves. And what I try to tell the kids is say, well, great, this is all terrific conflict, it's great dramatically, but how do you resolve it somehow?
Hey Mom. Hey Annie, how's your day at school? Really upsetting. Why? What happened? Because I found out something and I think you've been lying to me. Me? Lying about what? Why didn't you tell me I had an older sister? Who told you that? The nurse?
And as they get talking about it, because they're doing a scene about it, their brain thinks about it differently because they're forced to articulate what it is they're feeling. And that's great to see through the course of the program, that they begin to find their voice a little bit in about all of these things that they're going through.
I knew exactly where she was at. She was at a crack house. So I went there, I knocked on the door, and I said, Mom, what are you doing? You're either gonna come home with me now, or you're gonna stay. And she went back inside.
So, where are you from?
Colombia.
Oh, cocaine, Colombia. Yeah. So you got a lot of drugs down there, right?
No weather.
Oftentimes when you're a teenager, the type of issues and problems you run into, you have a fight or flight instinct that either it's you're going to punch the person in the face or you're just going to run away. So we say, all right, let's play that scenario out. So we get John up there playing himself. We get Jane up there playing his sister. And then we'll mix it up. We'll have someone else go up there as the brother or the sister and find different ways to act out that fight and different solutions to it. That there's not just the punch him in the face or run away.
I could care less about your foster parents. Do you know how they treat child molesters in prison, boy? How'd it feel to stab your old man in the back?
Before, one of the main things coming into the program is I didn't trust anybody. After, being put in a foster home, there was nobody out there I really trusted. PMP helped to show me that there's people out there that are decent humans.
Greg was on the verge of maybe not making it through high school, but because of theater, because of Playwright Mentoring Project, and because of that things, he is now graduating, and he's really making an effort to say, I want to go to college, this is really important to me. So when we were announced winning the Coming Up Taller Award, Greg was hands down the person we were going to ask to be our representative in Washington. Because he was so articulate about what Playwright Mentoring Project has done for him and how it's helped him through all these years, helped him stay focused, stay in school, really work hard to get his grades up and to graduate.
You guys are so good. I mean that. There's so much power in you guys just standing on stage and telling the truth.
You could get on stage, take on a completely different personality, and just say anything you want. And it's on stage, so you're behind a mask, and it's perfectly fine. Anything you want to say, you can do it. And that's a really liberating experience in itself. And then being in the program on top of it, you've just got all these other people who've gone through so much with you, and you're just not alone, and you know you're not alone. You always have a group of peers and peer mentors with you.